Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I did this get ready with me using my updated current favorite products. If you guys noticed, but I did not do a March favorite. Not that I didn't have favorites in the month of March, but they were things that I've already been using a lot the last couple of months, and I didn't have a lot of new favorites, so I was like, let's just not do it, and I'll do one at the end of April, a big one probably. So I'm really excited for that. But because I didn't do a March favorites video, I wanted to do this video so you guys could see what I'm loving, even though it's stuff that I might have been loving for a long time, or, you know, not new products or something. I just wanted you guys to see, okay? Anyways, now that I'm turning this into the longest intro, if you're new here, hi, I'm Kendra. I post 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you should hit the subscribe button if you want to join the family and see all my videos. And if you want to see how I achieve this look, then just go ahead and keep watching. Okay, so to start off, I am taking my Physicians Formula Spotlight Illuminating Primer. I've actually been loving this. It is honestly so similar to the Becca backlight priming filter, like so similar. And so I'm just gonna dab it on and then blend it out in just a second. And this should come as no surprise, as it never does. I'm taking my Smashbof Primer Water. I have no words for how much I love that stuff. Okay, and as some of you guys may know if you've watched a little bit for a while now, I posted a while back, maybe like a little over a month ago, how to look flawless without foundation. I used to be super insecure. I like couldn't even leave the house without even like a BB cream on or something, but more and more recently I've realized that you can really use concealer to your advantage in that sense. So lately, when my skin is looking good, I've been loving skipping foundation and just using concealer, so that is what I'm going to be doing today. When my skin doesn't look as good or when I have a little bit more blemishes, I'll definitely wear a BB cream or a foundation of some sort. But today, we are just going to take my typical Wet n Wild Photofocus concealer and also this Charlotte Tilbury, the Retoucher Conceal and Treat Stick. I've had this for a while and I went through a period where I was obsessed with it, and then I went through a period where I was like, this isn't that great, and now I'm trying it again and I really like it again. I don't ever think it wasn't that great. I think my sights were just set on other things. Does that make sense? So that's what I'm gonna do right now. My skin looks so glowy from that primer. I love it. So you can kind of put the concealer like wherever you want if you do this. I would just suggest finding a concealer that's a little bit closer to your skin tone when it comes to like blemish concealing, and also like red, like if you have redness like I do, if you want to cover that, I would recommend a concealer that's closer to your skin tone. But when highlighting or brightening areas, obviously use a concealer that's brighter, any concealer of your choice. So that's why I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury one today. I really like the coverage the Charlotte Tilbury one gives. Is it expensive? Yeah, I don't know exactly how much it is, but it is expensive. I think it's like, I think this was, I don't know, I got off of Beautylish like late last summer. It's not super expensive. Charlotte Tilbury is not crazy expensive, but it definitely is a more high-end brand. Similar to the prices that you would see on a brand like NARS or something like that. I still have a little bit of redness on the tip of my nose that's peeking through, which is usually the problem for me. So I'm just dotting a tiny bit more of concealer, but look how well that did of evening out my skin tone. That's why I've just been loving doing this lately. Like, I never thought before that I could even out my skin tone with just concealer, and now that's like my favorite thing to do. I love how light my skin feels. You guys know, if you've been watching me, especially for like a long time, that BB creams are like my ish. Like I love BB creams, tinted moisturizers, super light coverage. For me, I like to accentuate my freckles. I don't particularly like to cover them. So I love BB creams because they do a good job of evening out the skin tone a little bit, as well as covering just a tiny bit or whatever you need to cover, unless you need full coverage. Girl, I totally feel you. If you need full coverage, don't you feel bad. You put on that full coverage, work that glam. But for me, that's just what I loved. but lately I've just been loving nothing except for concealer because I just freaking love the way it looks. I am going to set my under eyes with this little Kat Von D any setting powder thing that I've had for a long time. You guys have probably seen it in tons of videos, but I really do love this powder. My nose is the only place on my face that tends to get a little shiny. So I like to either set that with a matte powder or a loose powder, just because I feel like it lasts a little bit longer than other face powders. So I'm just taking more of that Kat Von D powder, kind of patting it on my nose. That's the only place I like to pat powder in besides my under eyes because my skin is dry. Lately I've found powders that really work for my skin type, so I kind of just bounce between them. I've been using a lot the Becca Hydro Mist powder. You guys saw a video on that. If you didn't, it'll be linked in the info card right up here. It was so interesting. It's literally like putting a wet brush on your face, but it makes your skin look so good. And then you guys probably know how much I love the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. Love that one. And then this one, the Glossier Wowder, those are like the three I just kind of like cycle through. They're the best powders. They look so seamless on the skin. They don't ever look cakey and they don't ever dry me out. But they do a really good job of setting your makeup. So I'm just using this Glossier Wowder. If you haven't tried it before, I highly recommend it. You guys know I've been using this like ever since it came out and I love it. If you want to try it, you can use my rep link below in the description box and it'll get you 20% off your order with Glossier. You don't need a code. If you click on my link, you just go to checkout and it will automatically take 20% off at the end of checkout. You'll see it, don't worry about it. Okay guys, give me 1 second to put on my eyebrows and prime my eyes and I'll be right back with you guys to start on with the rest of the makeup look. I'm back, got the brows on, the eyes are primed. Let's move on to eyeshadow. Right now, I've been literally obsessed with this Urban Decay Naked Petite Heat. I just feel like for a warm toned eye look, like a basic warm toned eye look, this literally does have every single thing you need. It has 5 matte shades and then this shade right here called Inhale is a satin. It could look a little bit more metallic depending on what you're doing, but it's mainly kind of just a satin. I kind of wish it was a little bit more metallic, but it's really pretty when you are highlighting your brow bone. Anyways, I've been loving this. I'm just going to do something basic today because that's kind of what I've been doing more often. On the weekdays, I used to wear like full glam to work and it's just taking me way too long in the morning. Like honestly, I would be there for like 45 minutes, which is great. I love it, but at the same time, like I'm late for work every day, which is nice that I don't have like a set schedule as long as I'm like full-time, kind of normal hours, but you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna start with taking this shade. It is called Hot Spell, and I think I'm just gonna mix it a little bit with Vibrate just so it's not too dark. And we're gonna use this in the transition. Oh, I forgot to zoom you guys in again. Let's do that. Making sure to take this transition shade way above my crease because I do have hooded eyes. So if you guys out there have hooded eyes, make sure to take your transition shade way above your crease so that it defines your eyes a little bit more and that you can actually see the shadow. A lot of times your hooded eyes, like mine, before I knew these tricks, I'd put a bunch of eyeshadow on and then as soon as I'd open my eye, you couldn't see it anymore. So I had to look into certain videos like how to do eyeshadow with hooded eyes, you know, all that kind of stuff, and had to learn these tricks, make up a few of my own, learn a few of other people's. It's kind of how you learn makeup. That's how I learned makeup. Okay guys, now I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is called Wild Thing, and I'm just going to keep this in the outer V as well as the crease. I really just want to warm things up with it, but keep it casual, you know? And I don't want this look to come out too dark because of the lip color I want to wear. I don't want the eyes taking away from it because it's a bold color. I'm gonna take more of that shade called Wild Thing and just pat it on the lid up until about the center. It's a really pretty shade. I really just love this palette. I really want to do a smoky eye later on with the darker shades. Oh, I think that would be so pretty. Just like a really warm, slightly purpley smoky eye because these couple of shades get a little bit purpley. Okay, now I'm just going to go into that satin. Oh my god. I'm going to go into this satin shade. I like literally just mix those two words together. It is called Inhale. It is really pretty. I just kind of wish it was a little bit more like metallic rather than satin or like, but you know what? It's still super pretty and I'm just packing this on the inner third till about the center of the lid. It's subtle, but it's really pretty at the same time. And that's what I'm going for this look. And I'm just kind of like fading it into the orangey shade, Wild Thing, that's what it's called, Wild Thing, into the center of the lid. So there's just like a really smooth and natural looking transition. I don't want it to look like a cut crease or anything like that. I would still want it to be like super smooth, seamless. Yeah. I'm gonna take that same shade and use it as a brow bone highlight because it is so pretty as a brow bone highlight. Then I'm going to take the original brush we used for our transition shades and just kind of like blend everything together. This is a super natural looking warm eye and I love it. The lower lash line, I'm probably just gonna kind of mimic what I did on the upper lid, and I'm going to start off with Hot Spell, which is this shade right here. And I'm just going to drag it along the lower lash line. And then I'm going to take a mixture of Wild Thing, which is the orange shade we used, and then Heist, which is this like maroony, brick red shade, and I'm just going to keep this super, super close to the lower lash line on the outer part of my lower lash line. And I'm actually gonna take both of those shades and kind of just like line my outer third of my upper lash line. Does that make sense? Like, just kind of keep it super close. It's just going to kind of help define that outer area a little bit better. I did this the other day and I really liked the outcome, although I did the darkest shade, but still. Back to the upper lid really fast. I'm just taking a little bit more of Wild Thing, which is the orange shade we used, and just kind of like packing a little bit more on the lid so that we don't lose that pretty shade. And then I'm gonna do the exact same thing again with the satin shade called Inhale and just like blend it together. Just because I want it to be a smooth transition. Done. Okay guys, for bronzer today, I'm going to use two products. I am going to start off with this Too Faced Bronzed Peach Melting Bronze Powder. This I used in a couple of videos ago, and I was talking about how like I was obsessed with it when it first came out, and then I feel like I'd never used it, and then I picked it up again like a week or two ago, probably like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, oh, I forgot how much I love this. So I'm just taking it on a brush here. I'm not like being super harsh or super precise because it is a bronzer that has a little bit of sheen to it, but it has such a gorgeous like warmth. So I'm just kind of like placing it everywhere. I am not like particularly contouring today, so that's why I'm not putting it, you know, in a contour area. I'm just trying to like warm up my face, give my face a really pretty sheen. This bronzer has a super pretty sheen. So I got this golden sheen to it, but it's not like sparkly or shimmery. It's just like a sheen. And now just to kind of, you know, bronze up even more, I'm taking my pretty typical Marc Jacobs Tantric bronzer, nothing new here. And I'm just going to place this all over my face basically. Just going to use the Marc Jacobs bronzer to warm up the side of my nose and slightly contour it. And I'm gonna put it on my lower lip in hopes that it looks bigger. Okay, for blush, I'm going to take this ColourPop blush in the shade RomCom. I love this blush, it's so pretty, but it is super pigmented. For my skin tone, I gotta tap off a lot or my cheeks will be like clown cheeks. See, even just like one brush like dip covers both cheeks. Like that's how pigmented these ColourPop blushes are. But I love it. I love the look it gives me. It's so pretty. Super warm. And lately I've been into like looking super warm and flushed and blushed, and I don't know. That's just my thing right now. Been focusing on my skin a lot more than like my eyes lately. Okay, for highlight, I'm taking my Mary Luminizer by The Balm. Ever since I got this like a month ago, I've just loved this stuff so much. Honestly, it's so pretty. I'm so happy I picked it up. I totally understand why it used to be like a YouTube cult favorite. It is stunning. Like, look at that. It is so pretty. It looks wet. It looks sheeny. It never looks shiny or glittery. It just looks like this gorgeous like sheen on your face. Taking a little bit above the brow, strobe that forehead. We're looking super shiny today in the best way. I'm going to highlight my brow bone right underneath that with this highlight. Just popping that right there. And then I'm taking it in the inner corner as well. I love what that does to the inner corner. It is so pretty. Okay, so to set my face, I'm just going to put another layer of the Smashbox Primer Water on, as well as my Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. Smells like I've been at a spa. I've never been to a spa, so I don't really know what it smells like, but I'm just assuming. You know what they say about assuming. Okay, so I am going to put on some mascara now. I'm taking my Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara and my Pixie Lower Lash Mascara for the lower lashes. Okay guys, now for the lips. A lot of times I don't pair a super warm eye with a super warm lip. Sometimes I make it a little bit more neutral or do like a no eye look with just mascara and a bold lip, but today I really want to wear this. This is the Kylie Cosmetics, the Cocoa collection. This is Doll. I'm obsessed with this shade. I do need a lip liner. I'll be right back. The closest lip liner shade I have is Click by ColourPop. So this is what I'm going to use today. Hey guys, my hair is still a tiny bit damp from my shower, but this is the completed look using my current, updated, everyday favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm obsessed with this look, obsessed with this lip color. I've been wearing it a lot lately. I love how it's like a neon red orange, but it doesn't pull way too orange, you know? It still just has that neon red quality with a tint of orange, and these are my lip colors. These are my babies. These are my lip colors. My babies. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button. I'd love you very much for it. It really helps me out. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for being part of the family. It really means a lot to me. You guys have no idea how much I love this YouTube family of mine. But I will let you guys go. Have a great morning, noon, evening, day, night, whenever it happens to be that you're watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.